It's so epic, man. It's
It is.
so
That's an epic intro.
You know, when I made that, I was all like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "No way!"
You're like, how epic can I make our intro?
Yeah. I was like, I've never been able to accomplish anything close to that since. God was like, "I'll give you a little bit tonight, and that's it, okay?" So
Right. Very, very true.
I'm going to the show so I can copy the link and share with folks. We got some new people over on. If you're watching from LinkedIn today, say hi and tell us you're watching from LinkedIn tonight, okay?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I got new.
Oh, look.
What?
We got Alex Acevedo.
Senora Acevedo. What's bopping, bro?
And Mr. John Harville.
Hey, John.
Long time no talk to you, Mr. John.
Thanks for coming out, man.
Gabriel Lihaul.
Oh, look, Gabe. I actually haven't seen you in a while, man. Are you taking a break from streaming? This cat was doing like 5 streams a week for a while before Christmas, and either I haven't gotten the notifications or he's not streaming as much right now.
Right.
So,
well, we used to stream every day of the week.
That's true. That's true.
We were hardcore.
But it was 3 of us, though. For him, it's just him, and he has a guest every night of the week.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Man, so, yeah. That's some producing right there.
Yeah, he's all on his own. Like, it's just him and his guests, and then his guests are amazing, though, Joe. Man, like, we really need. I'm working on getting guests on here. So let me just tell you what I got coming in the pipeline. All right. So we all have heard the news has been crazy, right? With a bunch of layoffs in the tech world, right? Microsoft laid off 10,000 employees this week. Spotify laid off 6% of their workforce. Amazon laid off half of Comixology, and then some too. So anyway, the tech world is just, I read someone who was like, yeah, it goes every 10 to 15 years, goes through a huge shakeup where everybody just gets let go. Someone asked me, what did I think it was? And I was like, I'll be honest, I feel like it's a lot of work transitioning over to English as a second language countries, and because it's cheaper. And anyway, so with all that said,
I'm looking. Bottom line. It's always about that bottom line,
right? And it kind of sucks, right? And I'm not going to try to get too high on my parapet with that, but let me just say, it's just it's bit for me. So, but I'm looking for a tech recruiter in the industry to come on and to kind of, because after everyone finishes getting over the initial shock of losing their job and their change up and stuff like that, I wanted them to come on to be able to say, hey, here's some pointers, here's some tips, here's some things to refocus you, to get your resume looking good, to get your LinkedIn profile looking sweet, just kind of all that stuff to help any of our viewers who have friends or in that area in the tech world losing their job. So I thought that was a good thing.
That is a good thing.
And then I'm talking with a life coach. He's going to be coming on either next week or the week after, actually. So he's going to come hang out with us. So anyway, got a couple.
You got a couple things going on.
Working on it.
Let's catch up on some comments here. We got John Harville.
Go for it.
COVID took me out for a while. It gave me double vision. Yee. Man.
Sorry, dude.
It's been rebounding like crazy. One of my employees, his family is passing it around. So that's crazy. Gabe Liao says he's watching on LinkedIn too.
Oh, sweet.
Ken Dunner says too many layoffs.
Yeah.
And then Ken Dunner says, hey, buddy. Or Gabe says, hey, buddy, to Ken Dunner. Savor the flavor of the awesomeness in you, sir, for sharing your delectable thoughts with us tonight. Whoa, what a wordsmith right there.
I know. I just came home from Buffalo Wild Wings, and so that makes me all hungry again.
Glad to see Jamie P streaming on the LinkedIn. Man, this is the first time we've had LinkedIn comments coming in.
LinkedIn comments, yes.
These layoffs. Yeah, we just kind of talked about that. So my buddy Dan Roth just got laid off from Amazon.
Yeah,
man.
Have you seen a lot of the comments, Joe, from people who got laid off from some of these places? So I have been. So I've been really digging in LinkedIn this last couple of weeks, to be honest with you, man. And Dan Roth just got laid. Oh man, that sucks. See, so here was an observation I made. There was one comment that really stuck out to me, Joe, and it was talking about, hey, Anita.
Sorry
Um,
for your team, Anita.
and it really stuck out to me because it told the person was like, it was my dream job to go work for Amazon. I wanted to get in there after I was done with my internship. I got done, I got hired on. It was the happiest moment of my life. I thought I would be at Amazon forever. And I thought, it was all this, man. I was reading her post and I thought, there's just so much hope that she had in this, right? There was so much
Right.
uh just
Positive. Yeah.
yeah, all these things. And it made me remember, it's like, man, guys, no job, I don't care what you tell me, there's no job that is 100% loyal to us,
Right.
because it's always going to be a mutually beneficial relationship. As long as
Yeah.
each side is benefiting,
Yeah.
it's a good thing. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Joe, you're a business owner, right? There's no shade to it. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But we just got to remember that that's it. As soon as one
it's
or the other, that benefit doesn't exist anymore for whatever reason. Not saying it's
right.
negative, right? Joe, you had someone who worked for you recently, right? And they left not because you were a bad boss, right?
No, it's because they found another avenue that they really were excited about, and it was an opportunity that they just couldn't pass up. I would have been upset if he would have stayed with me and passed on that opportunity, because it was a huge opportunity. He was going to get paid more than what I could pay him, and it was something that he really enjoyed doing. So, it was just, and he still goes to lunch with us on Fridays. So.
See, so in that type of situation, it's no longer beneficial for your guy, or more so, the new opportunity was more beneficial for him.
More beneficial for him, right?
More beneficial.
Yeah, it was like 100%. There was no way that he would have passed it up, and he gave me lots of warning. He's like, I'm not sure where it's gonna go, but I'm in the talks. Like, he gave me. That's how I feel that I know that he respected me as his employer, as his boss. He gave me lots of time, and he goes, I'm not doing this because I don't want to work with you anymore. It's just something that I want to do. And he goes, I'm not even sure it's going to happen. So that was the cool thing about, he was just like, I'm just letting you know up front that this is a possibility. And it ended up coming to fruition. And he's doing some awesome things. He's already visited. He's been to a couple of game conferences, one in Seattle, Washington.
Oh, nice.
And I think he's going to either Boston, Massachusetts, and then there's one in Japan, Tokyo.
Nice.
We'll be going to.
So you know what? Now that you remember, kind of tying it back to employment stuff and what we were talking about, I think Dan. We were, that's some of the stuff we were bringing up about the layoffs in the tech industry that's been happening this past week. And, I read, man, it was hard reading about 343 Industries this week. I don't know if you saw anything there, but
no, I didn't.
So
it
looks not shut down, but the staff has been cut
greatly reduced.
Greatly. And it looks like, for people on the outside, this is all speculation talk on this part. Everything I'm saying from this point on, it looks like it's like one of the first nails in Halo's coffin.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And if you don't know us, if this is your first time watching us, Mr. Pineapples and I, we're huge Halo fans, and we started playing Halo in my garage. We'd hook up 4 TVs, 4 Xboxes on the weekend. And
people would come on from out of town, go to Walmart and buy a TV, a big screen TV, to put in his garage. And then when the weekend was done, they take the TV back to Walmart.
Right, exactly. It's like Super Bowl. It's like the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and they do it frequently. Okay.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
So yeah, definitely loved Halo and have supported it greatly. And so to hear the news of it's just not looking good. So the tech industry is being shook up right now. Like I said, I'm trying to read up on folks. One of the things like I said, I'm reading is that there's a shakeup every 10 to 15 years. I don't remember the last. I do remember the last time it happened. There was a big shakeup. That was also during the housing crash.
Right.
So That was a little bit harder to see during that time, though, but it was definitely there. So,
Right.
but
Let's
anyway,
catch up on some comments right
yeah,
quick.
go for it. I'm sorry, Joe.
Anita,
I see them going off. So
yeah, I know. I was like, Anita, I'm sorry. I just had to point that out. John Harwell, I forgot my link in the password since I retired. Oh, that's not good. And Joanne, COVID put me in the hospital for 5 days. This is on top of healing from my fracture. Oh my goodness, Joanne.
Joanne.
I hope that you're feeling better. I don't know how long ago this was. Ken Dunner, Jamie and Joe, tonight's conversation is so delectable, scrumptiously, deliciously, edibly tasty good. Savor the flavor of that awesomeness in that.
I appreciate you.
Quite a tongue twister for me to say.
That was, I know, you very rarely get hung up.
I know. I was like, I need to go back and work on my enunciation, I guess. Dan Roth is in the comments. Gabe Leal, I heard my name. No job is 100% foolproof, even as an entrepreneur, even more inside a corporate structure. Yeah. Please say Jaime's pineapples are not on pizza. So unfortunately, they are.
They absolutely are. Okay. Yeah. But let me tell you, Dan, if I had it my way, pineapples would be everywhere. I like pineapples on my pizza. I love it on my fajitas. I love it in my ceviche. I could go on and on. Pineapple. If we could have sushi that had pineapple in it.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Dan Roth, we were talking about layoffs and John, COVID sucks. First time being sick in 3 years. I didn't feel sick. I just had a sore throat and double vision and then blurred vision. Did you lose your taste? Because I have lost my taste and now, or when we first got it, but now everything's kind of off a little bit. It's not 100% like it used to be. So
really, can you imagine getting double vision and losing your taste?
Yeah, I know. Ken Dunner, I received notification about your live show tonight. Are either of you hosts connected with me? I believe that Gabe answers this question. Layoffs are obvious. A year ago, my getting let go is only a surprise because of the value of my work.
Okay, so that's the other piece that I'm seeing a lot of people who were paid well and had good positions and important positions in these companies. They were surprised. They were hugely surprised. Right. And I heard someone talking to us about, the people weren't getting paid, which is also why, which didn't make sense to me because I was like, that was what was going on in the service industry. I don't know if that is what is applying in the tech industry right now.
Right. Probably a little bit. Sandy is on her way. She attended the Texas Tech men's basketball game, so she's going to be running a little bit behind. Ken Dunner, I am sure you might be connected with Jaime P. as he has been a guest on my show last year.
Yes.
Jaime, I did my newsletter yesterday on my experience with Amazon, but I have 0 regrets. That's what Dan says.
Ooh, I'm going to read it, Dan. Maybe I did read it already. I wonder.
Alex Johnson, what's going on, guys? Hey, Alex.
Hey, Alex.
Welcome to the show.
Long time no see, buddy. If you're the same Alex Johnson I think you are.
It's not that bad. Oh, okay.
There we go. I've been trying to find.
Gabe says he needs to go read the newsletter as well. John Harwell, need to tell my daughter she might need to stick to physics instead of data science. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good. Gabe, it was my first feature article in a long time.
And it's on LinkedIn, Dan?
It's on LinkedIn, I'm guessing, yeah. John Harwell for her master's. Wow. No, I had taste and smell. Okay, that's good. Dan Roth, I'll go check after the live stream. Dan, how to keep busting after Jaime broke the 11th commandment? Thou shalt not consume pineapples on pizza. We have this argument all the time, Dan.
It's a frequent one over the last 3 years. So
yeah, it's been going on for quite some time.
What up, girl?
Guns up. Hello, everybody.
And there's the third wheel to our tricycle right there.
Okay. Yes. Joanne, oh my gosh. And John, I've been meaning to ask you, like, where has John been? And all these comments that are coming in. I've actually been in the comments. I was stuffing my face because I haven't had dinner yet. So anyway.
I feel you, girl. I feel you. I was like that last week or the week before, I think.
Ken says, I don't like pineapple on my pizzas, etc. Savor the flavor of the inn that I do not.
So I'm liking this Ken. I feel like he's a foodie, like a fellow foodie.
Right.
Like foodie, yeah. I feel you on some levels, Ken.
John is on the pineapples on pizza team. So that's where we have to agree to disagree, John Harwell, because I can't do that.
You know what? There's enough love for all of us. That's what I'm saying. There's enough love.
I can't do it.
Maybe there's more for us, though, on our side, Sandy and I's side, but there's enough love for all of us.
Sandy, give us an update on the game. We know that you were at the game.
Oh, gosh, y'all. It was a whooping. And y'all know, these refs, they were bad tonight. I mean, they were horrible tonight. Like, coach even got a technical. That's how bad they were. Coach was
Really? And
out
he
there like,
seems like
Wow.
even
Yeah.
keel most of the time.
he was like chill, but he was like, dude, you're not like, what are you doing? Anyway, he got a technical. I mean, it was just call after call on us, and then they wouldn't call any anyway. Not a good
Wow.
game.
Not a
Not a
good
good
game.
game. No.
Yeah,
we
I don't
broke-
even have Dan. I'm sorry, I don't have Dan. We're not even connected. I don't even know how he found me.
Because he knows Gabe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But
he
he
knows
and I
Gabe.
have Natalia Tagala.
So you'll have some type of connection. Dan Roth. LOL. Pineapples are good with fajitas, not so much on pizza. according
Oh
to
man,
Good on
pineapples on
fajitas.
fajitas.
That's what I was telling him. So I was like, pineapples on fajitas, pineapples in ceviche. I could do pineapples on sushi if they even
Pineapple
made.
salsa. It's so
pineapple.
good.
Man, so
So,
Moe's would
pineapple
put out a
salsa is
pineapple.
pretty good.
Yeah,
I've-
they would put
I've done
a salsa once a year, but I haven't seen it in the last 3 years.
Wow.
I've been sad about that.
Anita is another pineapples on her pizza.
Hey, Anita, I
fan.
knew I loved you for a reason.
And then said Tech lost again. Ugh.
Yeah.
But don't be fair weather friends. Remember that sometimes teams go through skids. So especially the Big 12 conference is kind of tough this year. So
I mean,
But-
but we should be
but
up
really
there.
we should be
But
at
2019, let us never forget.
Never
That's why I
forget.
wear it, because I'm like, we're gonna go back. I know it. I can feel it.
yeah. My take is that it's not a recession. This is a product of overhiring and lack of preparation on behalf of corporations. Send me a message if you want.
Interesting.
Oh, I like that. I like that Dan is open for discussion.
Yeah, that is good.
So
Yeah, because sometimes I feel like
Conversation.
they were positions that were created for the IT companies that were just like, really? That's what you do?
It's almost like that one position for that coach that's kind of goes over. He's a football coach, and he's got somebody that pulls him back when he goes.
Right, exactly.
I feel
It's just
like
to
that
make
was
sure that he doesn't go into the field of
that he
play
doesn't
and
run
get a
into the
penalty.
refs. It's the weirdest thing.
Right.
It's like paid mom.
when you're in football, you can pay people to do that. You know what I mean? I guess it's a big enough deal.
Right,
So,
right.
you know,
Well, so if you remember, like in Office Space, they hired the efficiency experts, and they had the one guy's like, so you take the plans from the engineers or from these people and give it to the engineers. And he's like, yeah, that's what I do.
what was that
can
movie
the
again? What did you
engineers
say,
just
Joe?
take it themselves? He's like, no, I take it better than they do.
Yeah. What was that movie again?
Office Space.
That's right. So
that's what it.
Um,
It's like,
So it made me think of something else. Within the layoffs and stuff, there are departments, kind of what we're talking about. There are these, I won't say fringe, but just kind of these, there's some interesting departments that are being kind of either deconstructed or dissolved or left bare bones. For example, and it's still in the tech industry, there's the EDI departments that are suffering. EDI stands for Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion. And so that was a big bloom that came up about 3 years ago also. And lately it is starting to dwindle down. And so it does show some concern. For me, guys, if you've seen me on Facebook, you know that equity, diversity, and inclusion, that is a big thing that I champion with. My wife is actually, Dr. Pineapples is an equity, diversity, and inclusion agent for the local university here in town. So it's not just something we believe in, something we believe, support, and participate in. So
it's something to actively do.
yeah, living that part out. You know what's interesting here, guys? So let me tell you, I've been hinting at this over the last month. And I guess I can share it just because of all the changes that are going on, right? I started a new job at Caterpillar where I'm a data analyst there. My work is interesting, but it's boring at the same time. It's very interesting to me, but it's very boring, I believe, because it's nothing but numbers. All I'm doing is projecting numbers for the next 3 to 5 years. And
Yeah, I
consumption
saw
rates
whenever
for...
you were working, and I was working right there beside you.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. You.
So I was working, taking the selfie. You were doing actual work, but I could see that.
Yeah. So in that though, but I was trying to, my wife actually, she kind of helped nudge me to get me looking into a career change. And so it was like, okay, so I looked at cybersecurity, and I enrolled in a program right now where I'm learning cybersecurity, and the benefits are supposed to be very well and all this stuff. I don't want to go into all the details and reveal everything, but I will say that learning a new skill is proving to be hard, but really exciting. Like, I'm really good when it comes to school type environment, you know what I mean? Learning and stuff. Like, I thrive in that area. I'm okay with that. But I will also say it is hard and it's challenging. And there'll be times where I think I'm a big stuff, and then I'm doing my test or something on, and I'll be like, oh, yeah.
Like, cut you down to size, fool.
Like, so my last final, I thought I was doing great in, right? And I was like, oh, I got 31 out of 60 right. And I was like, then I was reviewing, I was like, but I only took 50 questions. And I was like, oh, shoot. I was like, God darn it.
This is a horrible joke, but I need you to know why I laughed.
Okay.
Because Gabe Lau needs a tech company that can get me laid and not laid off. Any suggestions? Horrible.
I don't have any suggestions.
No, not nowadays. Not nowadays.
No. But, you know, when you say that, though, the first thing that does pop to my mind, do you remember?
Is hashtag me too.
Stop. Ashley Madison. Is that right? Is that what it was called? Do y'all remember hearing that story?
Oh, yeah.
No
Ashley Madison. She got breached.
Mr.
Yeah.
Pineapples. I do not know what you're talking about.
It was the we will never tell married men that were
I don't
cheating.
know what you're talking about.
Yes. So
and then they
got breached.
But had you been there, you could have prevented the breach.
Man, this is so crazy. Everything connects, right? So talking about that, hold on. We'll put that to the second. I was listening to a podcast the other day that was talking about a guy who was like, he goes from different places to assess their cybersecurity. And this one location was a parn location. And so he had a parn. So when you don't want to say the real world, you say parn so that you don't get
yes, a prawn.
Not prawn, parn.
Parn. Oh.
You can talk about prawn later because that's relevant to you. But parn is the safe way to say the nudie sites. Okay?
Oh.
So parn, this guy was like, I'm going to have to assess this parn. Yes, Sandy. Good job. Okay. This guy was like, I was going to have to assess a parn website. So I had to tell my wife, you're going to see some stuff on my computer.
Good. That's real good. I have to do some research for work, babe.
I need to make sure that they are secure.
And look,
the hubs.
To be honest with you, I don't know. I'm not exhaustive on cybersecurity stuff, but I do know you do have to visit the actual sites on both their, what everyone sees and what we call a development
site. Can you just screen share and call me one day when you're doing that? I'm just for curiosity purposes.
I will not.
I want to make sure that when I build my website that it's secure.
It's safe.
When I build my prawn website.
I didn't say that. I did not say that.
So anyway, that's funny. But going back to the other one, I already forgot, so I'm gonna just let that fly off.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Hey,
let me go to all these comments. Yeah, we've got like a ton. Hold on just a second.
Sector is the last one. Let's
see. Tech sector is bloated with stupidity, at least in my former line of work.
I need you to expand more on that in your next comment, John, please.
Are you talking about military? John was military.
I
don't want to say it out loud.
You don't have to expand on that anymore. Never mind. I don't want to
expand in the messages. No. And then
we are reading between the lines. We're reading between the lines.
Dan says, when the pandemic happened and everyone got let go, when things opened up, there was a mad dash to scoop up top talent. Companies were focused more on competition than planning for the inevitable plateal. So that is how we got here.
Dan is another wordsmith. Man, I feel dumb.
I mean, y'all are above my pay level. Here I am talking about prom hub, and y'all are being serious. DEI has not approved in 3 years. The only ones that believe it has is the 2%. Okay, hold on. My mouse is skipping. John says, Jamie, my daughter needs to talk to you. Oh, we've read this funny joke. Gabe, Leal, stop making bad jokes.
I don't know if it's a bad joke. It was pretty good.
I like it. We thought it was funny.
I thought it was funny.
How many jobs have you had in the last 3 years, Jamie? Seems like you've changed jobs quite a bit.
Stop. Okay. My dad said that to me last year before he passed, and I was like, Dad. and I am good at keeping jobs. But let me also tell you
Me
this real
too.
quick. In the tech world, it is common. It is normal. The average job in the tech world is 1 to 2 years. So with that being said, I
read the next comment.
I know I'm seeing it too. I'm trying to stay on focus here. So if taking that into account, I am doing okay. But last year I did switch through 3 different companies.
But the thing with your things, they're contract positions. So you either choose to renew your contract or you don't. I mean, am I speaking out of?
So one of my positions was not a contract position.
Okay.
The other 2 were.
Oh, so you just quit.
Yes.
Yes.
But, so that's the other thing. I have also, like you said, I have chosen to end employment with all the places. And I only end employment if I have the next place lined up. You know what I'm saying? So, and where I'm at, even though it's smaller than Lubbock, we have like
Lubbock, Texas.
Even though it's smaller than Lubbock, Texas, we have a bunch of headquarters. So State Farm headquarters is located here, Country Financial headquarters, Bridgestone, Firestone, the tire maker, Caterpillar, the giant earth movers and bulldozers, Ferrero Rocher. I mean, there's a bunch of headquarter locations over here.
Ferrero Rocher isn't imported?
Pedro's Tamales and Orlando's and
Bahama Bucks.
Bahama Bucks and United. Bucks. So there, in your face.
Yeah.
So in my face, yes. Gabe once jumped on a small boat floating from Cuba to the U.S. thinking it was a singles cruise. When Border Patrol showed up, when they got to the U.S., he found another kind of date.
Do they need content writers for these porn sites?
That's the one that I saw.
Jamie, I'm just sitting here shaking my head. #porn.
Look, you know what? You haven't lived in the tech world until you have to do an upgrade at 2 or 3 in the morning, and you log in remotely to the site, and you see big old butts on the screen, and you're like, I can't do my upgrade. I don't want to disturb them, but
Wait, what? Okay, what?
Okay, so I'll tell you an experience one time.
Okay.
I had to do an upgrade. I had to upgrade software for a client one night. Most upgrades usually take place in the middle of the night when no one's around, so that way you can kind of take everything down without having any impact to anyone, right?
Okay.
So you wait for the business to close, you wait for all the employees to head out, and it's already been arranged and scheduled. So then you remote access the location, the computers, and as I'm getting all the computers set up, I am looking at the main computer that I'm ready to start from there to all the other ones now that I've set everything up.
Right.
And as soon as I log into that computer, someone is scrolling through a porn site, several of them, and looking at, everything.
So they didn't
see the little bar on the screen pop up that says your computer is being controlled by JPineapples, right? And so I'm there with my mouse, and then I just stopped, and I was like, this is the first time. I mean, I knew it happened because I could always see the browser history, but this was the first time catching. And it's 3 in the morning. Like, I had to set an alarm to get up to do this upgrade. And I was like, wow. I was young at the time, and I didn't know how to handle it. And so I was like, I'm just going to exit off. I don't know what to do. So
you couldn't buzz them.
I could.
Hey, Sammy, pervert.
Who wants to?
Attention, pervert. Get off.
Your keystrokes are being recorded and your camera is on.
Who wants to interrupt?
Let me tell you a funny story. This guy, he was an idiot. He was on his work computer looking at porn. And anyway, so then it like seized up, and it's like the FBI has like seized your computer, like closed it down. So you need to go get a money order or something. And so he went and did it for like $500 so that it could release his computer. I mean, all he had to do was Control Alt Delete. But anyway,
we call that. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Someone pranked him?
Yeah, it wasn't like he got scammed by it. Yeah, it was a legit scam. They took his money.
Oh,
and all you had to do was like shut down the computer and restart it. Yeah, but he didn't know that.
So to segue from that, last week Sandy and I were telling you all how you needed to reset your passwords, right? How I had friends who had stuff had happened. I'm gonna let Joe talk in a minute, but that message is still carrying over today. Everyone, change your passwords. Change your
And do
freaking
multi-factor
passwords.
authentication?
Yes, multi-factor authentication.
It's a pain in the ass, but you guys got to do it.
You know what's a worse pain?
Can I pay somebody to do that for me?
It's a worse pain when you set that up. The reason you set that up happens to you. And with that, I don't know if you want to say anything.
We can go into that segment because I'm still dealing with the backlash, with the fallout, not backlash, but the fallout of.
Did you get your money back?
I've received all my money back, but I have a couple accounts that I can't get into yet.
Well, wait, start back at the beginning for those who join us tonight.
Okay, so let's start with this.
Rewind.
Thank you for being a gentleman.
Was it you, Gabe? I just played.
Thank you for being a gentleman and letting this man finish his keystrokes. Thank you.
I didn't want to interrupt him, man.
That was pretty good. I like that one. That was the time when you wish you had 3 hands.
Hush your mouth.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyways, back to my story. This is the reason, if you're a Facebook friend of mine, I posted change your passwords right now. So I believe, this is what I believe happened.
My Joe the Mexican.
Yeah. I believe that my browser account information was hacked. So people were able to log in with my credentials on my browser. I use Firefox or Chrome or whatever. Mm-hmm. And they were able to use that login to find my passwords to some of my financial sites, including my emails. So they had the login information for my emails. And this is what was crazy, Sandy. I didn't tell you this, but they had filters set up in both of my major email accounts that I use where anything that was financial would not show in my inbox. Yeah.
Bitches.
Right.
Hold on. I wanted everyone to hear that one more time. Say it again, Joe.
Yeah. They had set up filters inside my email accounts for anything financial to not show up in my inbox.
And when you say your email accounts, you mean?
Like Gmail?
My Gmail account. Yeah. They were in my Gmail account. Yeah.
Hold on.
And
babe, change my password.
Right. So the very first thing I changed was my login to my Firefox. I turned on 2-factor authentication. And then what you have to do, people, is that you have to go through there. There's a spot where you can actually log out of certain devices. And so I logged out of any device that I did not recognize because I had a couple logins from like San Diego, East Texas,
San Diego, Spanish.
San Diego, yeah. I had
Wells.
a whole login, so I had to go through and sign out of all of those spots where I didn't feel like I was there. That was the first step. The second step was going through my emails and finding the filters. So make sure you check your filters in your Gmail account. And then finally, I started changing all of my passwords through everything. But during this time, I had to open up a new business account for my photography. I had to open up a new account. My Venmo got locked down. My PayPal got locked down. And these dumbasses tried to buy a gold bar on my Amazon account.
Now, I wanted to ask you about this, Joe.
Do you have a picture of the gold bar?
Yeah, can we split here? Because I was doing some math afterwards. I was so intrigued by that piece. I don't know why, but I was very intrigued by it, right? And I was looking up the cost of gold and bars and all this stuff. And I was like, okay, so the traditional Troy ounces that they do for those giant gold bars, those are hundreds of thousands. But the amount that they bought with what you shared with me was a little bullion type looking bar.
Yeah, exactly.
It was still gold. It's still valuable. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. It was $2,700 valuable. That's how much
yes.
Yeah.
And it was this itty bitty little dog tag looking thing.
Right. Yeah. And it was going to be shipped to a place, Writerstown, Maryland. And I was able, so in my Amazon account, I called Amazon. I was like, I don't see this order. And they're like, oh, it's there. And I was like, no, it's not. And then I figured out how to look at my archived orders. They had archived that order.
They thought of everything.
They were.
I'm telling you, they went
This was
deep.
thought out. There's a reason, guys. These people, the people who do this are professionals. They're not. I mean, they may be kids in some garage or across the world, but they know what they're doing.
Right. It was crazy. It was crazy. I called the Writerstown, Maryland police and said, hey, I don't know if these people are involved or not, but here's the address where this gold bar was supposed to be shipped. After researching it, it was a logistics company that helps ship things overseas. And I believe it was Ukrainian owned or Russian owned. It's what it said whenever
the government ain't sending enough money over there. They got to send gold.
Exactly. And then so they just like, the guy took my information. He said, you should probably report this to your local authorities as well. I'm like, what? That ain't nobody. I was like, they don't care. I was like, you have a closer contact than they do. So yeah, and I'm still dealing with it. There's a couple accounts that I'm still having to prove who I am, sending my driver's license along with me holding them selfies to make sure.
Hello, Chon. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Tuchon. He's like long-time lurker and long-time poster.
Right. Yeah. In fact, I was telling this story to someone else, and they're like, I always forget my password, so I always have to use the forgot password link. And I'm like, you're still better than I was. It's like,
I forget every time what my password is, and right now it's like I changed it already, and then I was trying to save a contact, and Apple's like, enter your password. I'm like, that is my password. And it's like, you changed it in the last 90 days. And I'm like, well, that's what I changed it to. Anyway, I still can't log in.
Yeah.
I will say this. It is a pain. It is absolutely a pain. It's one of those, it's the lesser of two evils, guys. Do you want to deal with the hassle of
Jamie, a
changing your
hundo if you change all my passwords for me?
Or do you want to handle getting your bank account hacked into and taking all your money, and not just your money, but your identity next after that?
Right.
So speaking of identity.
Oh, what?
No, it's not identity theft. So along this same vein that we're talking about, let me tell you what happened. Over the weekend, I watched a TikTok. Joe, were you finished? Oh my God, how rude.
That's true. I'm sorry.
No, okay, go ahead.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
No, keep going, Joe. Are you sure? Because she has a good one too. It's going to take a bit.
No. I'm just saying that change your passwords now, 2-factor authentication, and not just your bank account. Look through your browser and all your financial sites and all that stuff. Change them all to crazy. Yeah.
Thank you for that PSA. So over the weekend, I happened to be strolling on TikTok, and I watched this newscast where these people were basically writing up a deed and saying, hey, this is my house. So they go down to the courthouse and get it all switched over. And then they go sell this said property. And I just thought, well, that's wild. So I sent it to everybody on my list. Anything that I find of value, I send it to people. I was on the appraisal district looking for an address. And then I'm like, where's my parents' address? Mm-hmm. So I typed in their address, and somebody else's name popped up, and I'm like, oh. So
wait a minute. Hold on, just so we can follow along nicely.
Yes.
You were in the assessor's database.
I was in the Cochran County Appraisal District website. Yes.
Which is it's public information, anyone can do this. Anyone can do this.
Yes.
You went in and you put your parents' home address in the county that they live in. Mm-hmm. And when you say you saw a different name, what you should have seen is the owners of that property should have been your mom and dad, right?
Correct.
But instead, it was a different name that was not mom and dad or anyone in your family.
Exactly. Okay. So I second guessed myself, and I'm like, Mom, did you wait? This is your address, right? So I recited the address. She's like, yeah, that's my address.
She's like, why?
I'm like, don't freak out, mother. But that house ain't yours. She's like, what are you talking about? A few explicit words came out her face. And I'm like, Mom, when did you pay your taxes? She's like, I actually just paid them last week. And I said, did it come to you in your name? And she's like, yeah, it did. She pulled out and she's like, yeah, it's showing our name. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, Mom. I said, I got to make some phone calls. I'll call you right back. So I called the the appraisal district, and I speak to the clerk or whatever his name is, and he answers. And so I'm like, hey, I'm just kind of curious. I said, this is my parents' address, but it's showing up to this so-and-so right here. And he's like, and he said, well, it looks like he came in last week with a handwritten note that this property has been given to him.
Get my pen ready so I can do my own.
Yeah. So I said, well, this is my parents' address and they've been here since 2006. I said, so that is that needs to be changed or that needs to be fixed. And I said, I really don't want my parents to be swindled out of his house. And you know what this motherfucker said? He said, that would never happen. And I said, this is not a laughing matter.
Ooh.
Ooh.
You were like,
Sandy was red in the face.
Oh, I was already, yeah.
Let's go.
Ooh.
Dime otra vez. ¿Qué dices?
Yeah. And he just like, he took it so lightly. He's like, oh, I'll just delete it out of the system. But here's the thing. This person has a piece of paper, has a deed with that address, regardless of whether you deleted that out of your system or not. He's got an official piece of paper.
Wow.
Yes. And so it's pretty scary. So I'm just like, Mom, like it's deleted out of the system. I checked it the next day. It doesn't show up. Your name shows up. I said, but he does have a piece of paper that's showing.
I need to set up a reminder like every week or every month to go check that
I
and
know.
make sure it's.
I mean, I'm checking on it like a little paranoid person,
Right.
But it's just, it's scary. It's scary that you can do that. I did share and I'll probably post it on the social and distancing page. That way people can look at it and y'all can share it from there. But it's seriously scary. And they don't verify anything. They didn't check. They didn't double check that address to see if it belonged to anybody. And two, they didn't check who he was. I mean,
Right.
It's craziness that you can just do that this day and age. You can just do willy-nilly, go find a property that you want and then go squat in it.
Yeah.
Squatters have more right.
On the TikTok that you shared, those were some affluent houses. Like big time houses, like $400,000 or $500,000 homes and stuff. Like that.
And then a lot of things too. It's like whatchamacallit? Investors are buying these houses sight unseen because somebody else has already seen them and stuff like that. So in that situation, like the realtor loses, the homeowners that never intended on selling their house, they're losing. I mean, it's such and then those people had already been in trouble and they were on probation.
That's right. They were
on probation for that kind of thing.
That was so confusing. At the end of the video, it talks about how one of the people was had already pled guilty a year before. And then I was like, wait a minute, what? And so they were still doing it?
Yeah.
So crazy.
So
I can't share it to the site. You'll have to do it, Sandy.
Don't they have to cancel out the paper deed somehow and not just delete it on the computer?
But if they don't have it in their hands.
How do you call that guy? I mean, their phone number isn't listed. They didn't verify anything.
And even if they do call them, what do you need? Okay, sure. I'll be over there tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll share it up. No worries.
That's wild. That is a wild story.
It's beyond wild, right?
And what are the odds that I would see that and then the following week I would find my parents like that? So y'all know.
So it's someone you know, Sandy, because you said that TikTok video gave them an idea. It's like,
what was
Sandy,
it again? Not the assessor.
Do you have any enemies that we need to know about?
Oh gosh, did y'all see my reel? Did y'all see my video? Y'all need to share this. The ice was my enemy today. Y'all just need to hear like the falling.
I guess I did not.
I did.
You didn't, Joe? Oh my gosh.
I got too many windows.
Okay, let me catch up on these comments real quick. So
I'm gonna try to pull it.
Let's see. I don't ever. Okay, no, we did that one. John says 2-factor, but I'm used to it. Been doing it for years. And then this unnecessary comment. I'm not even going to read it because cowboys are in the same.
Wait, did we go back?
Jamie and
did we not go back up there? I think we missed some more comments way above.
Mr. Ass.
Oh, we missed that one by John Harville, I guess.
Which
and
one?
Joanne, the one by Joanne too. right?
Let's
There
see.
you
At
go.
the rate you're going, you might catch up to me in my 40-some jobs I've had. Just kidding. I think I held a record for that.
Joanne. So
Is that the
here's a
one you're
little
saying?
secret.
Oh.
No. Here's a little secret. Joanne doesn't work well with women.
It's funny that you mentioned
Joanne-
that. Now that I'm like, oh, you know what?
She
I
does
see
not
that
work
now.
well with
It's
women.
cute.
Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
let's see. And Jamie is serious when he pulls his blade. Joanne says, I'd hunt that mofo down. We're actually kind of on it. We've got people.
We got people.
We've got people on it.
Let me tell you something. I have a friend.
We've got people that can break kneecaps.
It's so crazy.
Just kidding. This is for joke purposes. Oh my gosh.
Entertainment purposes only.
I need that. I mean, that's the only thing I can get back at him. I'm sorry. She's like, wait, why'd you have to throw my Cowboys under the bus? Did you hear? He was throwing Tech under the bus. Oh, boo, Sean.
I'm with you, John. I'm with you.
Oh, man.
So, hey, CPJ. So I'm going to preface this video. This morning we had a 2-hour delay. So we left my house about 10 o'clock this morning. And this is what happened. You have to turn the volume up.
Tell me
You
if
don't
y'all can hear it,
actually
'cause I
see
think
it.
it
You
is
can
up.
just hear it.
Can you hear it?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, I can hear it.
Holy crap. This doesn't even look real. Oh my god.
Oh.
So what you missed with your laughter is Cade also fell.
I heard.
Oh.
Hold on, you have to rewind it back.
So y'all both busted?
We did.
This doesn't even look real.
Oh my god.
It's not funny. It's not funny, okay?
Listen, I have laughed. I have watched this over and over, and it was so funny. It really was. It was so funny. I went right after work. I asked the neighbor to see if his ring caught it, but it didn't.
Oh man. That was funny.
John, that is snow. It is snow.
We got 6 inches of snow.
7
y'all.
inches, and we broke a record.
Yeah.
Yes, Kate, Carrie, he was amazing. He was like, "Mom, are you okay? Did you hurt your hip?" he was so
Wow.
But yes, he was so worried about me.
Freaking
Gabe, it was enough yesterday.
Oh my goodness.
Let's let JB have a moment.
Right. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
But that's seriously how we were laughing after. I mean, I was laughing while I was falling. No. Anita said, "So sorry. I'm trying not to laugh, but laugh. If we can't laugh at ourselves, I mean, what can we laugh at? I mean, I was like, I think I fractured my elbow after a while. My neck is in pain.
Oh my goodness. Oh my. You were carrying like 5 or 6 items, weren't you?
I had my iPad with me. I had some files that I'd taken home because I was working from home. But I somehow managed to keep it all together. My iPad didn't break.
I wish I could have seen
I really wanted to see it too because I was like, Kate, like, what happened? Like, I don't remember. Like, all I know is that my knees, my butt, my thigh. I really don't know how I even did it. And then Kate, luckily, he landed on his backpack, so he was fine. I think he went like legs under.
Wow. That is crazy. That is
But anyway,
crazy.
I'm okay, Jamie. Thanks.
Oh, what does that mean?
What are you trying to say, Sean? Oh, did you text me? Maybe he texted me something.
Look at
Hold on.
yourself.
Oh gosh.
No, I didn't get anything.
CPJ, my neck, my back, my neck, and my back. Love that song.
Yeah.
Love that song.
Oh, let me share this. This is what Chon sent. See, if I'd have been wearing those, I probably wouldn't have fallen. And Gabe says we should give kudos to the inventor of the ring for such great footage. I was actually, if you listen to the video, I really was concerned. I was like, hopefully it's
Sean,
on the
did
camera.
you get those? Are those in your possession?
Are those space boots?
I know. They're snow boots with a very bad team on them.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I haven't laughed that hard in forever.
Well, I'm so glad. Like I was laughing, but
It's not funny though. Stop.
No, as the day has gotten longer, I'm in some pain. I was like, I thank God I have my little THC cream because that's what's going on, so I can go to bed.
Wow. So you landed on your butt or your hip?
It was like, no, actually went like forward and to the side. It was the weirdest thing. I don't know.
You did look like you were in a hurry there for a second, and then
not no more. The Lord said, "Slow down."
It's crazy too because
this morning.
at our cabin we had ice all over those steps, and nobody fell. And you probably had like a little, just like a little puddle,
a little sliver. I wasn't even paying attention. We were too busy looking at the sky and the snow.
Yeah. Wow, Mr. Pineapples. Ours is pretty much.
It was pretty.
gone.
It was pretty this morning. It was very pretty.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, ours is. I mean, no, actually, we still have a ton in our front yard, but it's just because the way our house faces.
So does that house across show that one again, Mr. Pineapples? Oh yeah, I just had a question. So does that house have a bowling alley like yours?
That's the smallest house on the block.
Oh, okay.
Oh no! So they only have a one-lane bowling alley. I think CPJ just asked the same.
That's the same thing.
That is.
That's amazing. CPJ, we're like this. It's like we're one with the force.
She said, "Oh my God, Joe, you owe me a Coke."
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
Oh, look, Chon said, "And a pool."
And a pool.
Jeez. Did I tell y'all the story about this comic book?
No, you did not.
Okay. Have you guys heard of Whatnot?
No.
Okay. Whatnot, imagine if eBay and QVC got together and they had a baby. That's what Whatnot is. So it's people who sell their goods, and I don't mean they're good goods. I mean like, whatever. I mean like just honestly, they're whatever stuff they have around.
5,400.
And
with an elevator.
Oh, okay, John, you know what it is. Okay, good. So it's a live platform. Like imagine if we were selling something and there's the payment processing is all built into this and everything like that. So people see your product. If they like it, they bid on it, or they can go ahead and buy it, and it gets shipped to them later, right? So I was in one of those streams as a buyer, I guess you could say that, right? So I'm in the comments, right? And this guy, he's selling, and I like this couple, so I'm always like, hey, everyone, shop with them. They're good people. They've always taken care of me and stuff like that, So just hyping them up in the comments, right? At some point, this comic book comes on auction, and I was like, man, this is a freaking awesome comic. And I start listening to all these stats about it. The artist, the book, everything I can possibly do because I love the book. The artist is an artist that passed away back in 2008, and I'm on a personal journey to try to collect a lot of his art again. So, and I'm just typing away as though I'm just having a conversation with myself. And then the seller goes, "You sure? Okay. All right. Well, I guess I will. There you go." And he was like, "JPineapples, I'm going to put something in the auction for you to buy it for $1 so we can ship it off to you." And I was like, wait a minute. I wasn't listening to I wasn't reading any of the comments. I was just typing my own stuff. So I was like, what are you talking about? What happened? And I'm trying to scoot up so I can see. But every time you roll up, it keeps going down when someone posts a new thing. And so I'm reading new comments and people are like, oh my gosh, that's like the nicest thing ever. What in the world? Cal, or JPineapples, congratulations. And I was like, what is going on? And then the host or the seller, he goes, JPineapples, he just bought you this book.
Who bought it?
The guy
Complete stranger. No, a stranger who was in the comments.
It was the Lord.
Sandy. He was like, Lord, I am just going to buy this. This book.
Oh, you got it already?
Yeah. This book is like $125 right here.
Oh my goodness.
It's a premium book.
Did it come with a restaurant free coupon?
No.
Suck.
I had just finished putting in the first comment. What was able to finally go back and read the comments, and he had said, I don't know, man. This book just needs to go to your house. I just feel like it needs to go to your house. I took a screenshot of it and I was like, what? There could be no way he knew that I was on a hunt for Michael Turner covers. And this is a comic that just came out in 2022. It's one of those where the artists have all these drawings already, right? And so the publishers, they just hold on to them for whatever reason. So they put his drawing on this issue last year, and I knew immediately I wanted it. But because it's also encased, it just keeps adding value. But $125 for this, and I was like, what in the world? This stranger out of nowhere just bought this book and said, yeah, make sure you send that to JPineapples.
Wow.
So, okay.
I don't know who it was.
I feel like this is something that you tell Dakisa when you bought something high dollar. I mean, that's just me. Like, that's a really good story.
I don't make up stories. I don't lie. I'm a lot of things, but I do not lie. I may not say.
So I didn't pay $1,000 for this lens. I had somebody we had the same ideas, and he just gave it to me.
But I'm just saying, it was completely out of the blue.
Oh,
I don't even know who this guy
brother.
was.
I believe you.
I don't never met him before. It was just so bizarre. And he was a high roller that night. He's like the guy who you see comes into the bar and starts buying drinks for everyone all night long. He didn't buy comics for everyone, but he was buying.
It's like that guy that buys grenadine shots for everybody, but nobody knows it's grenadine shots. They think it's like
razzmatazz.
This is awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. He spent a whole 50 cents on all that.
Right, exactly.
But I mean, it touched my heart. I'm not gonna lie. I was like,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that is cool.
I was telling him everything. I was telling him the story about my comics and everything, and all started. And everyone in the comments, including the sellers, who you can hear them, everyone's like, stop, just stop talking. Don't type anything else. I was like, what? And they're like, you're seriously about to make me start crying. Don't start talking about your mom and how comics and your mom was a thing she helped you do when you were a kid. And because, I started getting back into comics because I was like, I want to remember a lot of the good times that I had with my mom. And she's the one who took me to the comic store when I was a kid and really got me, and all that stuff. And so it was just, and so people were just like, just stop talking. I was like, I'm sorry. And they're like, no. Anyway, it was a completely wholesome night that night. And it was like 4:00 in the morning too.
Anita says, Jamie, I believe and love your story. Wink, wink. Just kidding. Love it.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah. Anyway, that was a crazy story I wanted to tell y'all because it happened.
Thank you for sharing that. That is very nice. It restores my faith in humanity and comics.
I mean, yeah.
In comics.
Just random.
Comic books will save the world.
Well, maybe one day. Who knows? Let me tell you another, not as deep, but this is a silly one. There's a series of comics out there that people really dig, and I cannot stand it. But it involves Winnie the Pooh, and they take Winnie the Pooh and characters from
Eeyore,
and so this is if any of you have watched Invincible from Amazon, from Prime,
Invincipoo.
Mm-hmm. And so this is the battle beast that shows up towards the end.
Name.
And they redrew it as Eeyore.
Oh my gosh.
That sounds like something you use on your toilet before you go poo.
Why do people have this much time to ruin something like that?
So, Bat Poo, The Adventures of Bat Poo. This is The Adventures of
That's
Batman
called guano.
done with Winnie the Pooh instead. I do not like these, by the way.
Thanks,
I do
Joe.
not.
Then why do you have them?
Why are you buying poo? Why are you buying piles of poo?
I think it's because people are going ape nuts over these books. These can sell for about $200 a piece. Up to
Oh my
$200 a
gosh.
piece.
I'll buy poo. I'm gonna buy
And
some.
I'm thinking, as long as I have a
Fling some poo this way.
Oh, of course he's frozen whenever we're making the best poo jokes.
Oh God!
I can't
Jenny.
believe it. We were like slinging poo jokes like
I
crazy.
know. And
We just
now
needed-
we have to wait till he unfreezes, because then it'd be a waste of poo.
Just like, yeah, he's got to have his toilet paper ready and everything.
Where is his toilet paper? He hadn't pulled that up in a long
He
time.
hasn't pulled that up in a while. It's probably sitting on the edge of his desk.
Probably.
Just ready to go. Just ready to go.
Sorry.
Do you have any? It's 2023. Can we stop?
It's 2023. Can we stop with the frozen screen?
Yes.
Pineapples?
It's like, would you get rid of the dial-up already?
Please. Anita said stinky poo.
Yeah, I really don't know why people like those books. It drives me nuts. I really only keep them
but for the
because-
money though.
Well, but that's the thing. People, it's not the money. People genuinely love them.
Oh,
There's
they
this one
read?
woman I know. She is like, she goes nuts over them. She's like, every time you see one, hit me up, JPineapples, because I want to see it. I want to see if I have it and add it to my collection. And I'm just like,
It's reading material while you're on the
dumb.
loo.
It's so dumb.
You're on the loose.
But I shouldn't knock them. I mean, everyone, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
I keep it because I think I can trade something that I do want that someone has for something poo.
Yeah, you'd be like, I'll trade you this poo right here.
Right. And people will do it. They'll be like, I'll give you 2 or 3 here. And I'll be like, okay.
Wow.
Anyway, you said 2023. Joe, you missed last week, but Sandy and I had a good time with the whole it's 2023. Can we? We had a few of them.
Can
that
we
brought
Well,
stop?
go ahead and start, and I'll see if I can think of something.
I've got like so many.
Oh, please go, Sandy. Let's go then. I'm glad because I wasn't prepared.
2023. Can we stop with the delete if not allowed? You know what's allowed and what's not. Quit posting that shit. God.
I got one. Let me go next.
Okay, go.
All right. It's 2023. Can we stop? Oh, can we stop with the Facebook posting? I do not give permission to Facebook to use my pictures, or I do not own the audio, or any of that stuff. Like, guys, please. It is. Let me just tell you, there was a social experiment that ran years ago that said, let us test the validity. And that's not what they said. I'll say the real world. Let us test the stupidity of people in the Facebook world. What we're going to do is we're going to tell people to say something dumb, like, I don't give Facebook permission to use my photographs. And if you post this as your comment, it resets the Facebook algorithm and blah, 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 all this. And it'll give you permission, and Facebook won't delete you and won't sell your pictures. Oh my God. Oh my God.
My favorite is the people. This is not my music. Yeah, it's Usher's music. I know that it's not yours.
You think by saying that or putting that in there, it's going to not get you kicked off or pulled or hit with a, what is it called?
A band hammer.
Yeah.
They
being
block
banned.
you. They block your music
Oh my
anyway.
God. Oh my God, guys. All that stuff is illegitimate. It does not work. It is not real. It is proving the point of the originator's point that you are an idiot. And I know you're not idiots. I'm not saying that you're idiots.
No.
But stop it. Stop it.
think
It
you
does
said
not
that.
work. It does. Facebook does not work that way.
It's
It's
hard.
nothing. So stop posting. Anyway. Okay.
Next one.
Okay. It's 2023. Can we please stop with the Facebook challenges of posting pics of your mom because you love her, of posting pics of your dads because you love them, of posting pics of your kids? Like, this
Preach
is my
it, Sandy.
baby. Oh,
Preach
I
it.
am so sick of it. Like, what? It was 2023. Oh my God.
Please.
I post enough pics as it is. It's not a challenge. I just post a lot of shit. Just look at it and like it and then move on.
Just move on. Yes.
We're challenging.
All right, I got another one. Okay. It's 2023. Can we please stop with the F in the comments? It doesn't actually follow the post. It doesn't alert you to the final resolution of whatever it is.
They quit doing that. Like you don't get notifications anymore. It doesn't work.
Just stop.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't work.
Okay. All right.
Wow, y'all have a bunch of these.
It's
Sandy
20.
helps me.
Ready? It's 2023. Can we stop with the prayers needed, no questions asked? What am I praying for?
You
like,
know,
does the Lord
I'm
want me to be
Sandy,
praying for
I'm
this
with you.
nonsense? Like, what, you praying for? Like,
Is that not the most narcissistic thing to do?
I mean, I want to pray with you, but is it the Lord's will? Like,
I'm
what?
like-
I need to know more because I'm nosy.
You know what? If I heard the legitimate reason behind it, I think I'd be okay. But like, you know, when I'm having a tough time or whatever, like I just call Joe or Sandy, and I'm just like, blah. You know what I mean? That's you know, or I'll go to my wife and be like, babe, can I just get a hug? Can we pray real quick? Or you know what I mean? But going to Facebook obscurity
People don't. No,
and
people don't.
just hey everyone, I got personal problems, but don't ask me about them.
Don't ask me. But
Send a
pray for it.
DM.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm with you, Cindy. I'm with you.
Next.
Okay.
Okay.
It's 2023. Can we stop with the joint Facebook? I don't know whose birthday it is. I don't know who's sick, who's posting. I don't know.
Joint Facebook. What is this?
Oh yeah, I have a couple of friends that have joint Facebooks. It'll say like Joe and Sandy instead of
And
Joe
then their
Baker.
last name or something.
Yeah, right.
And you're just like,
Right.
whose birthday is it? Hers or his? Like,
So that has to be something from the bygone era where, if I remember correctly, I won't say that all of them were like this, but there was questions of
It's a trust.
yeah. There was trust challenges, opportunities for trust to increase between couples if they kept them together, so that way one or the other didn't get.
Well, it just needs to stop. That's what we're saying.
And I'm with you.
all I'm saying
I'm
is,
with you. I'm
no,
with you.
my man, that's
No,
enough.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Okay, I am with you.
Just do your thing.
And then my last
Oh,
one.
I got. Hold on, because
Okay.
this one I just thought of too. All right, it's 2023. Can we please stop with the Happy New Year, Merry Christmas tag at work that alerts everyone every single time? So, like, if I'm in Slack and someone says Happy New Year, and then someone else says it, my freaking phone is buzzing because I think it's work messages, but it's everyone at work who I don't know saying this. And I'm like, why do I care to get a message from you on that? We don't talk at all. And now I've got to read all of your Happy New Year's at one time. It's different if it's Sandy, Joe, Anita, CPJ, Joanne, whatever. But if I don't know you like this, it's like, what? Why? Why do that? Why keep doing that?
Yeah, just message people
Like
directly.
it's work, and it's work. So can we keep it on point on work topics instead of this?
I can see that.
And the same, it kind of ties in with emails too,
Yeah.
right? When
He
one
says-
person emails, everyone responds to the email to tell them to stop. And
Oh,
it's
that
like,
happened. It was a State Farm. State Farm hit a reply all.
yes.
And then everybody kept replying all. And it was
oh
a
my
nightmare.
God.
Yes. I did hear about the meltdown of
Okay.
State Farm over that one.
Yeah.
Anita says, "Boss, okay. I'll stop doing all the above since it's 2023."
This was all specifically for you, Anita.
Thank you, Anita.
We don't have to say anymore now that you get it. Maybe one more.
One more. Can we stop with the cringe attention-seeking post? It's
Give me an example.
2023.
What was my last cringe seeking post, Sandy?
No, it
I'm-
wasn't yours. It was just like this one in particular that's probably on my wall. Yeah, I'm just gonna send y'all copies because shit be cringe sometimes. She be talking about, oh, I lost my mom and I'm just so sad.
Please give me the attention.
Yes, it's so bad, and it's a constant. I mean,
so is that what I
come on.
did last month? Was that craving attention?
I don't think so.
So the producer thinks that I crave attention because, including my blue corn tortillas.
But that's
She's
true.
like-
You do.
She's like, "Did
See?
you post that on Facebook?" I was like, "I sure did."
But there's a
I
difference.
post a
We
lot
know
of
that
stuff for, like,
about you.
comedic, like for comedic
We know that Joe
content.
wants attention, though.
Right,
And I love that you made blue corn tortillas because
So do
those
I.
apparently people don't know that there's blue corn. Like Chon, for example.
right.
I made everyone
You
aware.
made Chon nauseous with your blue corn tortillas.
like-
I'm trying to pull it up. Give me a
That's like
second here.
hardcore stuff right there.
Is it in the chat? Did we put it in the chat?
Oh, his comment? Yes.
Yeah. I'm trying to find it.
It's
I'm trying to find it because it was.
There's a
it
few
was
of Chon's
gold.
comments in there.
I was like, this dude is like coming through.
Oh wait.
What
Okay.
possessed you to do blue corn?
Yeah.
Well, so the producer already had a bag of blue corn masa.
Okay.
And so I was like, well, we have that. So let's go ahead and see if I can make
What'd y'all
some.
make with it?
A chicken enchilada casserole type thing.
Oh, yum.
Were
That
they
sounds
hard?
good.
They looked hard. No, they were not
He
hard.
goes
No, they're it's the same consistency as regular corn.
Yeah.
My grandmothers used to make these. My mom and my aunt
No,
still
I
make
think
them.
she's like poking fun at my skills.
Oh.
So can I tell you something very fascinating about blue corn tortilla or blue corn in general, actually? So I remember about 4 or 5 years ago, there was a thing that came out that said there's a specific village or Puebla in Mexico that has a lot of blue corn in their region.
Mhm.
And so the people there have been eating blue corn for generations.
Uh-huh.
There are certain spots around the world where people live longer than anyone else because of that region. So in this region, they found out that because blue corn has been, entwined with the people there for so long, the people in this region their average lifespan is significantly higher because the blue corn is in their diet. I mean, forever. It's been in their diet since, their families and stuff like that. And so there's only I can't remember, it's between 3 to 6 spots in the world where there's these interesting grains or whatever you want to call it that grow specific in these areas, that people who eat there a lot, who eat, and I don't mean just like, your favorite restaurant. I mean, it's just in everything. They live longer because of whatever.
Right. So I'll definitely live longer.
I mean, you've lived longest
Now that
already.
he's made a batch of
He's
blue
lived
corn.
longest already between us all.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I think I am using too much dough when I smash them, so I have to
Too
make
much elbow power.
using less dough, and then I probably need to add a little bit of salt to those to make them a little bit better. It's my first time, people. Give me a
It was
break.
cool. I'm not
Hey.
missing you.
I wasn't nauseous.
No,
I
I
was
was
not,
like,
but
where's
I'm just
the
saying-
invite?
The other people.
I feel like you're a little insecure. Maybe I think you should just just own it. It was great.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I am. I don't.
So,
yeah.
Sandy, I want you to bring this up because it was yours. I'm not going to pop it on the screen, but can you see it in the comment or down there?
Oh gosh, yes.
I think maybe I don't know if that's a 2023 or just a regular topic on its own, but I think you should bring that up.
Yeah, that's just a topic on its own because I don't know why shit like that bothers me, but it does.
But it does.
Joanne says, I made wheat tortillas for Rudy and they were frisbees. I think I
Yeah.
bought the wrong wheat flour. That's why I asked.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Um,
No, they were good. I just need to tweak a couple of things, I think.
Tweet.
Okay, so earlier I sent this message to the guys because I was trolling on Facebook. So this lady legitimately asked and says, best general contractor to build a custom home. In the comments, what do you need one for?
It's 2023. Can we read the whole
Can
post?
we read the post in its entirety?
Oh my God.
Before.
That's a great point, Sandy, because I had some like that where someone came to me and they were like, I don't even know. Anyway, it was something weird. And I was like, did you click on the link and watch the video? And they were like, why would I do that? And I was like, No reason. Never mind. It's okay. It's
That's why
okay.
he posted it. It was because what was the
No.
content?
Their response was
Okay.
like, I don't even know what they're talking about. That's not even the right thing. And I was like, but did you see it then? Because it tells you what it is and everything, actually. I was like, okay, never mind.
So I was going to share with you guys, I watched a movie this weekend.
What'd you
No
watch?
ways.
Avatar.
Listen, this movie came out in 2015.
Oh,
Avatar 1.
Right.
Twister.
No.
No, that was
15.
older, but I have watched that one. That was
Okay.
90. Was Twister 90s?
I think it was.
Yes, yes, it was. Actually, they're making I have a friend who works
Are
in the
they
movie
making
industry.
a
He just sent me, I don't know what they call it, but he was like, "Look, they're
trailer?
doing a remake of Twister." I got called
wow.
to go.
A
I
remake
can't tell you what he's
or a
he's doing, but
sequel?
Probably a reboot.
it's it's hard
A
to tell.
reboot,
From what
like-
he sent, you don't really know. All you know is that it's related to the original movie. It could be either, basically. So,
Huh. Interesting.
Sorry, Sandy. Go ahead.
No,
yeah,
you're
sorry.
fine. So this movie that I watched caught my attention only because Joaquin Phoenix is in this movie. And I
Joker.
like Joaquin Phoenix. But anyway, the name of this movie is called Irrational Man.
Okay.
And it was a slow start. Like I was washing dishes, and that's probably the only reason that I didn't change it, because I had soap on my hands, basically. Only reason I didn't change it. So I kept watching it. Anyway, so basically he's a professor, he's having this existential crisis, and he overhears a conversation about people who this lady, the judge, is being unfair. So he decides, I'm going to plot the perfect murder. He's like, no one will ever suspect me because I am not related to this lady. I have nothing to do with this lady. So he, in all of his brilliantness, he does end up pulling off this murder. And at first they think that the judge has had a heart attack. And anyway, so he's like, man, I'm good. They did an autopsy. And then he's having an affair with another professor. And so this lady kind of jokingly says, I think he did it. And he also, he has a student that's like falling in love with him. Anyway, so they put two and two together and they figure out that Joaquin
did do it.
he did do it. He did this murder. Anyway, so Joaquin, so this other guy is now being blamed for the murder because he has access to the same poison, whatever.
Right.
So he tells his student who's in love with him and sleeping with him. And he's like, the thing about this murder, he says, I think it makes you like you want to murder, like you could do a murder and get away with it. Anyway, long story short, he tries to kill the student. He ends up dying. And it turned out to be a really good movie. So if you want to watch a movie, it's kind of slow, but it's called Irrational Man. Joaquin Phoenix and Emma Stone are in it. I don't recognize anybody else.
Oh, you know what? I do like Emma Stone. She is pretty cool.
Can I tell you what I'm watching?
Yes.
And Mr. Pineapples, I know your rule, so you may wait a little bit before you watch it, but I know how much you loved this game. The Last of Us is
my gosh,
amazing. It's amazing series on HBO Max. And Pedro Pascal, oh my gosh.
I love Pedro Pascal. I think he is I like him a lot.
Good night, John. I'm glad to see you
John.
back on the show.
Hope you get feeling better.
Yes.
But yeah, I know that you like to wait until there's at least 2 or 3 seasons, but man, it's really good. It's a really good show. So
yeah.
Hey, what season is it on now?
It's just episode 2 of the first season.
So for those of you who don't know, what Joe's alluding to is saying is, yeah, I do not watch TV shows until they're in their 3rd season. Although I do occasionally break that rule when I feel like there's a show that I look like I'm going to like, but I'm pretty sure they're going to cancel in the 1st season.
Right.
And so I do want to watch that back. Although after saying that, let me tell you, the show is based off of a video game made by a video game company called Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog is one of the most premier storytellers in video game history ever. They have consistently put out games that are short, but the stories are just the heart, the gravity of your emotional makeup just gets pulled into it, and you're just like, I was not prepared for
I'm going to tell you, this is really good. And Naughty Dog was involved in this one quite a bit because they did have to make some changes from the game to the show.
Did they tell me this much? Did they change the first like 15 minutes of the show? Oh my God.
Yeah.
I played that game in the first 15, the first 30 minutes. I have never bawled as hard as I did in that game. I was like, what is going on? And I was like, stop.
Right. Yeah. So the girls watched it, and both of them,
it messed me up for a while.
The oldest, she didn't cry as much as the middle child. The middle child was pretty upset.
Yeah.
It's a great scene, and the actress she's just incredible. It's a very good series so far, and so I'm really pumped about it.
I'm glad to hear that. Then I'll wait, but I'm glad to hear that.
So that's what I'm watching.
Okay, good. Okay, that's a good show. That's a good. I'm glad you did.
Show. Yeah,
I started Will Trent. I broke my rule for that one because I feel like it looked good enough that they're not going to continue a first season.
What's that about?
What is it about?
It's a crime drama. So the main character, he's a character, right? He's very Dapper Dan, and he is just.
Is his name Will? Is he the Will Trent?
He is the Will Trent. Yep.
Okay.
And he works for like the Georgia State version of the FBI. The Georgia
GBI.
Bureau. Yeah, GBI. Actually, that's what it is. Yeah. So he works for the GBI, and he solves cases around the state. But he's got weird things. He's dyslexic. He has scars on his back. He is quirky, not in a bad way. He's cool though. I like him. He's kind of cool. But it looks like it's a great show so far. 3 episodes in, really enjoy it. I just feel like they're going to cancel it. Huh?
What platform is it? Paramount or
CBS? I think it's CBS. I feel like it's CBS. Did CBS do like CSI?
On Hulu.
CBS is I don't know.
Anyway, it's Will Trent.
Find it. Will Trent.
Yeah, in the first episode, he gets a Chihuahua that he tried to, he found it on the street, and he was going to go take it to the shelter, and he was like, y'all are a no-kill shelter, right? And they were like, sometimes, and he was like, and so he ends up owning the dog, and it's his thing. It's based off of a book series too. I know that much. So yeah.
Oh, CPJ says, I started watching the Murdaugh murder trial. Episode 1 was today. Judy is not in it.
Oh,
so
I love Judy.
Refresher real quick for the Murdaugh trial. This is a very famous case in the true crime world. Mr. Murdaugh was an attorney, generations of attorneys. Wife was shot, kid was shot.
He was the lawyer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The housekeeper, and then he allegedly also set himself up to be shot so he'd get some money anyway.
Wow. This is a crazy story.
It's very crazy.
It started off wild, and then as things were being revealed, and it was like, wait a minute, he killed his son but it made it look like it was an intrusion that he tried to stop Today
was opening arguments. They jumped right in head first.
And then something about his wife was the one who got killed. No, there was a tire changing incident on the side of the road somewhere in the story.
That's what he scheduled to have himself shot at. It's craziness. Okay,
it's straight out of a movie. It's like dumb stuff. Like you're like, no,
this didn't happen.
It's true. Yeah.
So I was going to tell y'all earlier too. After I watched Irrational Man, I needed some eye bleach.
Will Trent's on ABC. Sorry, go ahead.
No, so you're good. So I needed some eye bleach, and I watched the documentary I Was Lorena Bobbitt. So good. I need to watch it. Listen, I had no idea. All you ever heard about Lorena Bobbitt, that she hacked his pecker off and then threw it out. There was so much more to the story, and I'm here to tell you, I stand with Lorena Bobbitt.
Well, so for her to get that angry, there has to be a reason.
Yes, there was a reason, and all you heard was the joking part of it. I was 14 when this happened. I I had no idea
Right,
about
right.
shit. I mean, but it's crazy. It's good. And then I watched the documentary on oh god, I don't know if y'all remember this character. He was a hitchhiker and Sean, you need to watch it. It's so good. He was a hitchhiker and he hit somebody in the head with an axe and he was like,
yeah.
smash,
Pete Craddock
smash.
talked about that back in
Yeah.
the day when it happened.
Yes. Okay. So anyway, this guy, there's a documentary on Netflix. Y'all need to go watch it.
Yeah,
It is
Joe, the crazy part is the guy actually, so before that happened, he actually did some good. Like he had gotten on the news previously about savings or
this whole documentary gives you light to his heroic
Is this
action.
the guy that's in the headband and the long
Yes.
hair? Is that guy?
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't watch these.
I don't know if I can watch that either, but
it's craziness. It is wild to come to find out some of the way it lined up. No, it's pretty crazy.
I might be willing to watch that one though. Actually, put it in the chat or in the comments so that people can, because I'll probably watch that one actually.
The one with the hatchet.
The axe, yes, the axe.
Okay.
The axe.
Let me tell y'all my new obsession.
Tell me, girl.
So
surfing.
It's fun. It's fun
Scuba
because no. It's chess.com.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I've been playing so much chess lately. And the cool thing is that my son's involved now. I play my daughter's boyfriend, and I've been playing online. And now I'm watching, like my YouTube is scattered with all these chess openings and stuff like that. And I was watching a video of one of the chess YouTubers, and he said that right now chess.com has over 10 million users. Wow. It's at its peak right now, so high that its servers can't handle it right now. So there'll be times when you're playing chess.com that the servers can't handle it. And people are like, well, after Queen's Gambit came out, there was a spike. But so at that spike, it was like 6 or 7 million were on chess.com. But now it's climbed up to 10 million people, 10 million active users on chess.com.
Fascinating.
Yeah, it's so crazy. And he's like, all the chess boxing thing that's been going on, and there's controversy between the chess matches and stuff like that. It's just crazy how popular chess has become. And I just started playing it because I just felt like I needed something else to kind of pass the time. I'm terrible right now. I keep looking at these openings, and then I'm like, oh, but what if I was like, oh, I got this opening that I want to do, and then they do something totally where it doesn't work. But if you play chess, I would recommend getting on chess.com, and I would love to challenge people at it because
Joanne, you should sign up.
I'm not very good. I'm not very good. Yeah.
That's what you do.
It's fun though.
My nieces and nephew for like 5 or 6 years, man, they're in Lubbock. They were in the chess club, all three of them.
Wow.
And we're going to chess tournaments and everything in their middle school and high schools.
Wow.
So I learned about that like when they were at the end, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
It's so crazy how it's blown up in popularity. And
that's cool. I mean, there are worse things to
right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Really. Jet's pretty good. We have like a good game of Farkle.
CPJ, those naps. I called Joe one day out of the blue, and I was like, Joe, naps are so great.
Right? Yeah, and he was trying to like, should I enjoy sleeping?
I was like, do I enjoy the idea of going to sleep, the actual act of sleeping, or that I'm waking up refreshed?
All of the above.
I was dissecting the anatomy of liking naps, Sandy. So I was really.
I've missed a delicious nap. I mean, naps can be delicious. Yes. They really can.
Yes. It's so crazy because yesterday I took a nap because it was a snow day, but most of the time I have not been taking naps. It's so crazy with my my diet change and lifestyle change that
I remember you said that. I remember you mentioned that.
It's so crazy to me. And I've been getting I don't get up as early. But I
never.
I like how he froze on that.
I don't get up as late. So it's just
technically he's still taking the same amount of sleep time as he used to
without a nap.
Without a nap. All right, everyone. I want to leave you with one final story. This is a crazy one. Okay. This is an earth-shattering story. You all are about to have your minds blown.
What?
Whoa.
We didn't
Okay.
rehearse this, guys.
So there was a study done.
This will be my actual.
There was a
reaction.
scientific study done in 2009, and they found that there's evidence that the core of our planet
yes.
has stopped spinning.
Because y'all sinners.
So just to kind of understand this a little bit more, there's a core, it's about the size of Pluto.
So we're about to
This-
In
float
the
out to
center
space.
of our
learned
planet, and
this
it's like a
in
molten hot core.
Magma.
Okay? And it spins continually. Now, theoretically,
Supposedly.
that spinning is what creates our electromagnetic sphere, which directs all the radiation that the sun and space sends our way.
And that's when
And shoots
Mercury's in the
away.
Gatorade.
And that's how we see the aurora borealis, okay, or the northern lights. So ideally, if that core stops spinning, our protection should go away too. But they say that this happens in the lifespan of our planet. Has happened before. And so ideally, the spinning has stopped and it is going to reverse spin in the opposite direction.
Oh,
Now, I've seen
that's
this
why I
movie.
gained weight. That's why
I've
I gained
seen
weight.
this movie, and
The
it
core.
only worked because we found something called unobtainium. Okay, without unobtainium, though, I don't know that we have much time on this
We don't have
planet,
much time.
guys.
So get your affairs in order, people.
Get
Yeah.
your affairs in order. Stop copying things on Facebook because it's going to save.
Because
Your
it's
Facebook Live.
2023.
Okay.
Change your
Good night, everyone.
passwords.
Good night.
And with that, we will see.
No, but that was a legitimate story. The core has stopped heating.
Yeah, oh yeah, that was a serious story.
That's
That was not a,
legitimate, yeah. Okay.
that was
yeah.
not a lie. Okay, so
Yeah.
anyway, we love you, and we will.
Good night,
see y'all
everybody.
Next week. Bye.
Who are those people?
You're
Lovelies.
still alive.
They're all lovely. Oh.